I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer here at Wakana, and tonight we are going to kick it off because May is Mental Health Month. So this entire month, we are going to have different topics on Wednesdays centered around mental health. Today, we're going to have some special guests, Dr. Erica Montgomery. We have Fatima Nefertiti, and we have an amazing testimony at the end. So I'm going to kick it off just with some introductions as it pertains to Wakana, our company, and cannabis. So again, I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I really am the head of the health division, or we call the health pillar here at Wakana. I'm also one of the co-founders of this amazing company. And because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to dedicate this webinar to my sorority sister who you see here in the middle, Uella Montgomery. Uella and I met when we were in college and undergrad. We pledged the phenomenal sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. And 2 years ago, she took her life. She took her life due to major depression, went through just a really ugly divorce. And I dedicate this webinar to her. You know, mental illness is real. And so many people, because of embarrassment and many other reasons, will hide their mental challenges from others. And so tonight we're hoping to just give you some insight on this disease and how CBD, how natural, organic herbs like cannabis can assist with mental health challenges. So a little bit about our company, Wakana. Actually, we're a movement, and our whole vision is that we exist in the negative stigma. When you say the word cannabis, you know, it's that negative stigma that always comes about, right? Getting high, weed. But we need to really help to end that stigma so that we can help communities, minority communities especially, who have suffered and lost out on the benefits of this amazing plant, the health benefits, the wealth benefits, and then our mission. We are a catalyst to stir a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, investors, really evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. So I do want you to meet the 4 co-founders. Melissa Boston is our CEO. She is the visionary behind Wakana. She brings over 29 years experience in the home-based business arena. She's built companies in over 40 countries. She's trained over 50,000 distributors. She truly is the vision behind Wakana and why we're here. She's an entrepreneur, longtime entrepreneur. She's an author as well. Our president, Dr. Patricia Van Pelt, is a state senator here serving her 3rd term in Illinois. She also is a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and an evangelist. Our senior VP of sales is our fabulous Phyllis Nash. We call her our midwife because, you know, midwives, unlike OB-GYNs like myself, midwives stay the entire length of labor with you, right? So she is here to really birth the sales possibilities that exist in each and every one of us in our business. And then myself, I'm the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm bring over 30 years in the healthcare profession. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist who 3 years ago, Melissa Boston introduced me to CBD, and I've been using CBD in my practice ever since, really helping patients to have a more holistic, natural approach to their health. So when we look at the plant, let's look at the plant for a second before we bring on our first guest. Cannabis has over 100 plus compounds. They're called cannabinoids, but the 2 most common that we're going to talk about is THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, That is the part of the plant that gives you the euphoria, that gives you the high, that gives you the paranoia sometimes, right? If you take too much THC. And then there's CBD, cannabidiol. That is the part of the plant that has no psychoactive components. There's no high, there's no euphoria, there's no paranoia. You're not seeing deer in your garage. It is the part of the plant that gives us the health without the high. Now, cannabis has two species. One is marijuana. You may have heard about marijuana before. That's the one that gets you high. Why? Because it has very high levels of THC and very trace amounts of CBD. And then there's the hemp species. That's the part of the plant that has all of the health benefits. So it has a very high level of CBD and very trace amounts of THC. In fact, the legal limit of THC that is found in hemp is 0.3% or less. So it will not get you high. So our products are sourced and extracted from the hemp species. So let's look at some of the main cannabinoids that are in our products, in full spectrum products. As you can see here, I call it my health wheel. It's CBD that is the hero. And tonight we're going to specifically concentrate on how CBD relieves anxiety. As you can see here, CBD relieves anxiety. It does a whole host of other things, but it relieves anxiety, depression, helps you sleep. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Well, how does it do that? Sounds like a snake oil. How does an herb do all of that? Well, there's science behind how CBD works. And the science is it works through the human endocannabinoid system. Yes, this is a system that every vertebrate possesses. It is a system made up of receptors that are found throughout the entire body, the brain, the central nervous system, the immune system, the periphery. Every organ and gland has receptors that are specifically looking for the compounds in the cannabis plant. Amazing, right? No one ever thought that there was a system that exists like that. In fact, it was discovered in the early 1990s when I was at Wayne State School of Medicine in Detroit in medical school. The human endocannabinoid system is looking for CBD to put the body back in balance. It's looking for CBD to help the receptors that are in your brain and the central nervous system that have a huge effect on anxiety and depression. Now, some of you on this webinar may know someone, or you may be on medication for depression. One of the largest classes of medications are called SSRIs. Those are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And their whole job is to help to release more serotonin and dopamine in our bloodstream. What does serotonin and dopamine do? Well, their whole functions, they're neurotransmitters. They're sending signals to the brain. They regulate and modulate mood, sleep, social interactions, your responses, memory, even sex drive. That's what serotonin and dopamine do. So CBD actually has receptors that when they attach to the serotonin and dopamine receptor sites, the body is now able to produce more serotonin and dopamine. So people who are depressed, people who have anxiety, all of those mental conditions are because they have serotonin and dopamine deficiencies. So that's how CBD works. And it works just like those SSRIs, like Prozac and Zoloft and Lexapro, without the side effects. So hopefully you have learned a great deal in these short 5 to 10 minutes on how CBD affects depression and anxiety. There's a true science through the endocannabinoid system and how it does that. Just some few statistics that mental health is a big problem. It's estimated that 46 million Americans, 1 out of every 5 Americans, experience some sort of mental health challenge. In fact, the US has the highest death rate from mental illnesses. among comparable nations like Australia, Canada, Japan, and most Western Europe. It's estimated that $194 billion are lost in earnings annually from serious mental illnesses in the US. 63% of college students in the US say that they have felt overwhelmingly anxiety sometime in this past year. And I'm telling you, I have a daughter who's a senior at Wellesley in Massachusetts. She's a female, she's an overachiever, and she suffers from time to time with anxiety, with panic attacks, just being overwhelmed with all of the things that not only are going on now, but most college students have to deal with. So 68.9% of women feel overly anxious that are college students, and 48.8% of men suffer from that. So the prevalence of mental illness in the US, we see a high prevalence in the 18 to 25-year-olds, right? Those millennials and Generation X or Z or whatever they're called. But it's because a lot of social media interference, a lot of drug use in that age group can cause a lot of mental illness. From 26 to 49, about 22.2% of people suffer from mental illness, and those over 50, 13.8% suffer from mental illness. So the reason most commonly cited by people with mental illness conditions why they don't get help: one, they don't know where to go; two, they feel embarrassed or afraid; three, their insurance just won't cover it; and 13%, they couldn't afford the cost. So these are the numbers, staggering numbers. The most common conditions in the US is anxiety disorder. 42 million people suffer from anxiety disorder. Major depression, 16 million suffer from major depression. Bipolar, 6,100,000 people suffer from bipolar. And schizophrenia, 2,400,000 suffer. So it is truly a big, big issue. And then on top of that, we throw on COVID-19, this novel virus. More people fear getting COVID-19 than they fear the financial repercussions that have occurred because of this virus. Gallup panel did a survey, and they showed that many Americans, 45% of Americans, are either very or somewhat worried about contracting COVID-19. And the other biggest worry that people have right now, a lot of anxiety, a lot of insomnia, is because of the financial hardship that has resulted because of this coronavirus. 17% are very worried about their financial disposition, and 31% are somewhat worried. So this is a very, very important topic, not because of COVID-19, but in addition to the anxiety, the depression that this coronavirus has caused and is causing, on top of those millions of Americans that have a mental illness and challenges. So tonight, again, I stress every single time that I open my mouth, we can't control this virus. Right now, there's not a cure. There's not a vaccine. We're getting close. There's some studies that remdesivir is going to be the drug of choice. But right now, the only thing we can control is us, is the host, the negative thoughts, our food that we're eating. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we drinking enough water? Are we taking our CBD? Are we taking our multivitamins? Are we taking our supplements? We can't control the virus, but we can control the host. So I'm going to bring up our very first speaker, Dr. Erica Montgomery. She's a licensed clinical psychologist with 23 years experience providing mental health treatment to children, adolescents, adults, and families. Dr. Montgomery earned a doctorate in clinical psychology from the Virginia Consortium for Professional Psychology in 1997. Dr. Montgomery has been in private practice in Oak Park, Illinois, right here in the suburbs of Chicago for the past 20 years. Dr. Montgomery has served as a medical consultant with the Social Security administration for the past 9 years, and Dr. Montgomery is a host on the Law of Attraction Radio Network, and her show is called Master Your Mind with Dr. Erica. Dr. Erica, are you out there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I appreciate your introduction, Dr. Rita, and everything that you have said about mental health and the statistics and the need for people to really know that they are not alone. Dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic is really it's just a time right now that we really need to get back to taking care of ourselves. And as a psychologist and having practiced for 23 years, I really try to help people understand that mental health is really about human health. It really should be called human health and not just mental health, because everyone at some stage in their life is going to experience some degree of depression or anxiety or grief or transition, whether it's transition out of a marriage or transition out of a job or transition to a different living uh, state. I mean, we as human beings go through normal stages of development, and with that brings challenges. And we have to know how to deal with those changes and those human challenges. And oftentimes, people will think the stigma is that you have to be severely depressed or severely anxious to seek help. And I try to encourage people by telling them that mental health, and as a psychologist, what I do is I provide therapy, which is different from a psychiatrist who oftentimes prescribe medication, the psychotropic medications, and they also do therapy, but my training is specific to doing therapy. And what I find is that people who seek mental health services are oftentimes normal, everyday people going through everyday life experiences. And so, if you're going through a change in your job, if you've been single and now your teens are back in the home because they're on quarantine, if you have had a baby, and let's say you're experiencing some of the baby blues, I mean, there's so many natural, normal, human life challenges that people go through. And so when you seek out mental health, it's not because you're mentally ill. It's because you might need some place to voice and express your stress, or a place to vent, to say, I don't know if I'm handling this or coping with this in the right way. Um, you really are wanting to connect with a professional who is non judgmental, who is objective, and who can help you better provide a different perspective and a better understanding of how you're experiencing whatever it is you're experiencing, and then how to then begin to either problem solve through it or process through it or cope through it. And so it really is about just being human, and reaching out for help means that you're open to trusting someone else with your story, and they can help you understand why you have certain patterns of thinking, why you have certain patterns of behavior, and they can help support you through that transition, whatever it might be. And so I just really want to emphasize that we are all in this pandemic together. We are all under quarantine except for those essential workers. And so we're all experiencing a sense of uncertainty, a sense of anxiety, a sense of boredom, which at times can lead to depression or isolation. And so we're all going through these. And so some common symptoms, the two that I most often deal with are depression and anxiety. In depression, can be a depressed mood, and this is for a period of time longer than 2 weeks since you're experiencing it consistently. Can be a depressed mood, can be a very reduced interest or pleasure in doing things that you once found pleasurable. It could be an increase in weight or a decrease in weight. It can be insomnia or excessive sleep. Now that people are at home, now I see that some people are sleeping excessively. It could be a decrease in concentration or focus or decrease in memory, fatigue, lack of energy, motivation. Sometimes it can get as even bad as someone thinking that they want to harm themselves, right? And so these symptoms are, you have to think of them as we as humans will experience them to a specific degree. And it's only when they are really, really severe and interfere with your functioning do you really need to say, hey, this is serious, right? You need to get help. Same thing with anxiety. The thing with anxiety is that we're all going through anxiety. We're all going through this feeling of uncertainty. And so for anxiety, it could be the worry that becomes excessive. It could be the difficulty controlling the worry, so much so that you can't sleep. It could be the feeling of you feel like you can't breathe, or your heart is racing, or you get sweaty palms, and you can't really focus and concentrate. It could be so much so that your body begins to break down into a panic attack where you really feel like you're having a heart attack and you can't breathe. And so these symptoms of anxiety again are to a mild degree what we all as humans experience, especially when we're going through something like this COVID-19. But when it becomes so severe is when we are unable to function. And so you really don't want to wait to get help when you've gotten to that point where you can't go to work, you can't sleep, you can't leave your home, you can't communicate and get the help you need. You really want to reach out sooner and know that whatever you're dealing with is real, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to worry that you're going to be judged, because we're all experiencing it. And so I just want to say that with my patients, especially since I started using CBD personally to help me with manage the stress and just the calm and focus that it provides, I have really seen an amazing benefit with my patients who have anxiety, where they have been able to transition off of the anti-anxiety medications or transition off of the sleep medications. Sometimes they're taking strong opiate medicines for chronic pain, and so they're coming to me to help them manage the pain. And so often I really will say, before you go to some, prescribed medicine, why don't you give CBD a chance? And more times than not, they have a positive response to it, and it eliminates their need to be on the prescription medication. And so it really is, for me, and the patients that I work with, such a healthy alternative, because it is natural, because it really helps to balance the emotions. It helps them balance their sleep cycle. It helps them balance their attention, helps them balance the anxiety. I mean, those that take it by vape. So if someone comes to me with like a panic disorder and they're in the midst of kind of working up that panic, if they vape the CBD, it's an immediate relief and they feel that immediate calmness. And so it is so beneficial just like I said, for everyday people experiencing the life challenges that we all go through, benefiting from someone to talk to, benefiting from a different perspective and understanding how they think about things and how their limiting beliefs in the self-talk that they have affect their emotions, affect their behaviors and the choices that they make, and how therapy along with CBD can just really take the edge off. It could be exactly what you need to get you back into focus and to have you move forward and be able to deal with whatever it is that you're going through in that temporary period of time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Erica Montgomery. That was very, very to the point, crystal clear, because a lot of people may not know, but now we know that a clinical psychologist does not prescribe medications.
Yes.
A psychiatrist prescribes medications. So when we come to you, it's more therapy in talking, in
Yes.
getting to the real root of the problem without the medication. And then being open. I'm just so glad that you are a practitioner that's open to CBD to then add on with that therapy a holistic way before you go straight to Prozac or Lexapro or Zoloft or Xanax and those medications. What's the youngest patient that you have recommended our CBD product to? What's the youngest and
Well,
what's
the youngest is children, I would say around 8 years old, who are dealing with an attention deficit or a kind of like an impulse type of disorder or emotional dysregulation because it helps them focus, it helps them kind of calm enough to be able to teach them the skills that we do. And that's really what we do as therapists is we help you understand how your thoughts create your emotions and your behavior patterns and have you understand those patterns better. And so for a child who's dealing at school with the impulsive behaviors or the lack of focus, it really helps them to begin to settle so then they can receive the instruction.
what method of ingestion would you recommend? Did you recommend for that type of age group?
Right. For that age group, I would either go with the gummies, which are kind of like the vitamin gummies, so they're easy to take. They taste good. You can give them one gummy or the tinctures.
Okay.
Um, and so I think that depending on, if they're 10, 12, and, you can regulate the number of drops they get, then that's a good way to go too. But if they're really young, what's more appealing in taste wise in compliance with
Yes,
daily, and I have to explain that you have to take it daily,
yes.
because if you want to get the benefit of it, you have to you have to use it consistently. And that's with any change that you make for your health, for your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. It has to become a daily practice and a daily habit of self-care.
Very good.
Yeah, and I want to say that as a psychologist in the state of Illinois, you can get trained and certified to write prescription medicine. But I, as a clinician with over, like I said, 23 years of experience, I think that the natural, holistic, um, products like CBD, and especially Wakana is just a premium quality CBD. And I just think that it's the best option, to begin with.
Well, thank you so much. Would you like to leave your contact information?
Sure. My website is healthyminds.expert, healthy minds with an S dot expert. And You can reach out to me that way. You can follow me on Instagram at Dr. Period G Montgomery. I often put a lot of valuable information on mental health and just positive, healthy ways of thinking and coping. And then my show. I do a weekly show on the Law of Attraction Radio Network called Master Your Mind with Dr. Erica, where I just give, valuable information about how to stay healthy, how to be better, and just master your mental health.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much for joining us, Dr. Erica Montgomery. You can, do you see the screen here?
Yes, I do.
There's her contact information at the bottom. You can again type some questions in that chat box, but thank you so much for that information. So we're going to move on to our next uh, panelist speaker, Queen Fatima Nefertiti. She is so phenomenal. Just look at her. Just calmness comes over you, right? Just looking at her posing there. She's a yoga instructor, a Thai yoga massage therapist, and practitioner of traditional holistic therapies. She is CEO and founder of Wellness is Life, which is a health and wellness company that focuses on natural approach to health using practices like yoga, meditation, Thai yoga, massage, aromatherapy, nutrition, and other traditional practices to guide her clients towards their best health now. Are you out there, Queen Neff? We're going to have you unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
I am. Yes, I'm here. So excited to be here. Thank you so much, Dr. Erica. You gave us such clarity on number one, just the difference between a psychiatrist and psychologist. So I'm happy that you expressed that, as well as knowing that you're using the CBD with the young people and you're seeing results with all of your clients. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you, Dr. Rita and Wakana, for having me on. And I wanted to first start off by just relaxing and taking a deep breath in. It's been a long day. We are still going. And as we're going forward, we should go forward through the rest of this evening with a nice, peaceful, and calm state of mind and state of being. So if we could all just kind of close your eyes, you can leave your eyes open or closed, and just relax your hands down to your knees, relax your shoulders. You're going to just breathe normally, but we're going to breathe a little deeper than normal. Just a little bit deeper. Exhale, and relax your eyebrows. Relax your nose, relax your lips, relax your chin, and just be present right now in this space. And so, as you breathe normally and you're sitting comfortably, and your eyes are closed or your eyes are open, and you're taking your deep breaths, I want you to draw your shoulders up on your inhale and then relax your shoulders down and back. And I want you to pay attention to any part of your body that may be feeling any pain or discomfort. Right now we're practicing awareness. Awareness of our present self and of our present being. We're breathing normally, but a little deeper than normal. In any spot that you feel any stagnation or pain or discomfort, go ahead and breathe into that space oxygen and life. And release and exhale with your mouth open with ha. And let's do it one more time. Inhale. Think about a space that doesn't feel comfortable, maybe a little dis-ease. Exhale, open your mouth and ha. Like you're sighing relief. And with your inward eye, I want you to search the body once more from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And then inhale peace and joy. Inhale relaxation. And exhale all things that don't serve us right now. So think about finding the space in your body that brings you peace and enjoyment and enlightenment. There's a space within all of us that we just kind of has that tickle or that little feeling of joy or a little feeling of butterflies within our stomach or maybe in our heart, maybe in your throat. And it happens usually when we're feeling euphoric about something positive that's happening or we're having a positive thought. Maybe we've seen something positive on the news or an action that's happened within the family that's brought joy to our heart. And what we want to do day by day is always go back to that same space and gravitate towards that space. Rest within that space sometimes. Just take your deep breaths in that space. And allow that thought and that feeling and that emotion to carry on throughout your day. Always remembering that anything that goes on, anytime there's a situation or anytime that there's any type of imbalance that you feel in your body or in your spirit, that you can always gravitate back to that space of joy, that tickle. That moment that brings you a smile, even though no one else knows what's going on. It just brings to you a smile on your face when you saw your first grandchild being born. When you finally heard the birds chirping outside that have been chirping for years and years and years, that moment when you realize that you are present in your life. You are present in this life. In this life of times and tribulations and trials and discomfort and dis-ease, you're present still in this life. With breath in your body, breathe in all things that serve you and that can give you enlightenment, that can give you joy. Breathe in those things. Breathe in that oxygen. Circulate that oxygen throughout the body and breathe. Relax. Enjoy the breath. I want you to think of a time that or a situation or a concern that you have, whether it's your bills or your job, your car, your children, your business. And I want you to think about that moment. I want you to think about the outcome of it. I want you to think about all the things that you'll have to do to get to the point of completion of this project. Think of all those things. Think of all those running arounds and those ups and those downs. Think about those things. Inhale. And as you're inhaling, you're just inhaling your breath. You're thinking about breathing. You're thinking about releasing all those things that we feel like we have to do, that we're so attached to, that we're so attached to the outcome of it all. Breathing in and exhale, ha. And allow it all to flow on the wings of the birds that fly in the sky and all the things that you see that are so beautiful and enlightening. Invite those things in. Think about the ease that you're going to take when it's time to face those different issues. Think about the clearness in your mind, the clarity that you have right now at this moment. And apply that to every one of those things that you were thinking were so hard. All those outcomes that you thought were so impossible. That job that you just got, that you didn't think was a time for you to get. That business that you just started that you didn't think, or they say it's not a good time to start. Think about that positive moment when you signed your name on that dotted line, you started that new company. The day when your child graduated from school because of all the hard work that you've put in and all the things that you've done, all frustrated, and they wanted to quit, and you wanted them to quit, and you wanted to quit, but you didn't. You inhaled, and you thought about the beauty and the journey of this life that we have, and you thought about it, and you think about it, and you remember it, and you realize that you still have breath. And as long as you have breath, you can determine the out. Fly on the wings of the birds through your journey. Set sail through the sky and just allow yourself to be free from all the mess. Release your face. Release your eyebrows. Be present right now in this moment, right now in this moment. You are present. You are breathing. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are mighty. You are powerful. You are graceful. You are deliberate in your breath. You're deliberate in your words that you speak to the friends and families and co-workers that you come across every day. You are at peace with being present in this time of dis-ease. Because as long as there's breath in your body, you are still living. Keep living. Keep appreciating every single moment, every moment, every moment. Do a deep, deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Relax. Release. Now, as you start to bring awareness back to where you are, you open your eyes and you blink a few times. Inhale normally and exhale because you've done such a great work today. You've done such a great work today. Good job. Good job, good job, good job, everybody. Great work, everyone. Love yourself. Love on yourself. When I initially came on, I didn't plan on going there into meditation instantly. But sometimes we have to just go with the flow of the universe. The spirit guides you, you just go right along with it, you know? Meditation, yoga, and CBD has made a huge difference in my life, in my clients, in my family that I never thought was listening, ever, to me. I'm the youngest of a lot of kids, a lot of family members, and it was like no one ever listened until I started speaking a little more silently. I started speaking a little more silently and going inside and showing others what you can do in your own life. And then when you have connections like Dr. Erica, that you can that people that you can go to. And once you go into your meditation and you come up with all these ideas about yourself and these things that you want to change, once you discover all these newnesses about yourself, now you have a person that you can go to and say, hey, I discovered this, but I'm not quite sure how to change that. How do I even approach this emotion that I have? So it's great to have combinations of people, collaborations of people in your life to help gravitate you towards that space of balance, and to have CBD, something that's working internally as well, coming through to balance out all those imbalances and giving you that space like, you know what, I got this. I got this. Because we all got this. You really got this. And we're going to make it through. We're making it through. We're coming through. We're shining through like the diamonds that we are. So I just wanted to say thank you. Namaste. Thank you, Wakana. Thank you, Dr. Rita, for having me on again. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay encouraged and blessed and at peace. Stay at peace and love yourself. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Queen Neff. Can you just let us know when's the best time to use the CBD? Do you use it before your meditation? And how soon or how far in advance do you use it before your meditation practice?
I wake up in the morning, I have a regimen of herbs and tinctures and things that I take in my CBD as well. So I take it in the morning when I wake up before my meditation. If I'm doing a meditation before I wake up, because I do a meditation before I open my eyes, okay? So I've already taken my gummy that night. So I'm waking up in the morning, awake and alert. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling refreshed, I'm ready for my day, but I keep my eyes closed and I take a couple of seconds to just come out of that REM sleep. Before I start my task, before I reach for the phone, I connect myself, I connect with self. Then I get up and I take my CBD tincture under the tongue, 6 drops. I do the 6 drops in the morning, and that's all I do for the day. If I do, and then I go into my, my meditation, I do my yoga. And by the time I'm finished with my yoga, I'm in Shavasana, I'm in my meditative state. At the end of my practice, I go deeper. It allows me to go even deeper into it. It's absolutely amazing. And it allows so much, you know, you release so much during your practice, you release so much through your, you know, through your breath and everything like that. But then at the same time as your body is moving and your blood is flowing, the CBD is actively moving and flowing, and everything, the metabolism is moving and flowing. So then when it's time to relax and rest and just be done and be ready for the next steps, I get that moment of Shavasana, I get to relax, and then bam, I'm ready. So I take the CBD right before I start my meditation in the morning, right after I wake up from my,
Wow.
yeah.
So many people are feeling so much better, including me. You know, it's such a rat race, even in this quarantine time. But this is time that we really need to focus on us, on
us,
on the host, right?
Yes, yes.
Meditation, CBD, all of these things will put the immune system in balance. And
Yes.
that's what we want. We want to have our immune system as strong as it can be in the event COVID-19 does affect you. So thank you so much. Thank you. How can we find your yoga class?
I will be starting a morning yoga class. I'm looking at Wednesday mornings, starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern, and then of course it's going to be a 2-hour earlier for Pacific Standard Time.
On Facebook?
So that's going to be on Wednesdays on Zoom. I'll announce it on the Facebook, but it will be a Zoom class.
Thank you so much. Again, put your questions in the comment chat area. We thank you so much. We're going to continue and talk about our product line here at Wakana. Here at Wakana, we have the premium CBD products. Our products are very unique. We have a power line, which is a full spectrum product line that gives us those cannabinoids along with the legal limit of THC. And then we have our pure line. That's our broad spectrum line. That's the line that contains less than 0.0% of THC. And what I love about the pure line, that's a line you can use in children. That's a line you can use in those who have random drug screens at work. So we have a statement that the FDA just mandates that we do not make any claims. If you are pregnant, nursing, on medication, please consult with your physician prior to taking cannabis products. We have a company that, again, is very unique in transparency. So all of our products come with a certificate of analysis. So you can actually see what is in the bottle, truly is in the bottle. All of our batches are tested. Our products are double certified. Our products are third party validated through an independent lab to ensure that our products don't contain mold, mildew, pesticides, heavy metals, and they contain the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3% or less. The proper way to take the tincture oil is under the tongue. You know, holding the CBD for about a minute before you swallow is the optimal way to have the CBD to be absorbed in the bloodstream. And it is recommended that you don't eat or drink or smoke anything for at least 15 to 30 minutes afterwards, just for optimal absorption. So we have a lot of different products, but the only products I'm going to concentrate on are the products for anxiety and depression and just overall better mental health. I've developed a mental health package that we're going to talk about, but our first product is our Hempranium MD. It's our most therapeutic product. It's 750 milligrams of CBD in a 15 ml bottle. This is a product for those who have more severe conditions with anxiety and depression. We recommend this product for that person. Again, I recommend starting low and slow. Why? Because if you introduce too much CBD too quickly to someone, they may have that minor side effect of excessive fatigue. So we don't want that to happen. We want you to have a very good result the very first time you use our products. So 3 drops twice a day is a great starting dose. 3 drops twice a day in this particular formulation will give you a total daily dose of 15 milligrams of CBD. And then our Hempranium 500. This is a product that has a proprietary formula, very unique to Wakana. We've added 3 organic USDA essential oils, black seed, turmeric, and peppermint, just to enhance the benefits of CBD. Remember, CBD provides those receptors in the brain, those serotonin, dopamine receptors, to be able to release more serotonin and dopamine to the body to improve mood, to improve sleep, etc. So 3 drops twice a day is a great way to start this product as well. Now, this product is more for mild to moderate conditions of anxiety and depression. And then we have a water-soluble product. I'm not sure if I took my video off, but when I'm on the go like I was today, I put my water soluble in a gallon of water because I know I've got to drink this whole gallon of water today. And I'm able to have that CBD, that calmness throughout the entire day. This is a great product to infuse not only beverages, but food. Starting with 3 drops twice a day is a great way. 3 drops twice a day will give you a daily dose of 10 milligrams. So that's a great starting dose. It's a low dose, but it's a great starting dose. We also have a product where you can bake and cook with. It's our culinary plus. Or you can use it as an unflavored tincture. Lots of people like to bake and cook because you're able to get CBD now infused in your food. 3 drops twice a day, again, is a great starting dose. We also have a chart. You know, today before our call, I was dosing out one of our new distributors. Her granddaughter has a seizure disorder. So just by looking at the weight of the child, if you're dosing a child, looking at the level of severity, you can easily figure out a good starting dose for even a child or someone that weighs more than 241 pounds. We know that someone that's heavier is absolutely is probably going to need more CBD than someone who is smaller in size. And then as Dr. Queen Neff talked about was the gummies. Dr. Erica spoke about gummies. Gummies are another great way to utilize the benefits of CBD by ingesting in an oral way. Now, gummies take about 45 to 90 minutes to work. So I take a gummy every night. Why? Because again, the serotonin pathway in the brain stimulates sleep. And we all need sleep. Why don't we sleep well? Most of the time it's because we're stressed out, we're anxious, we're concerned, we're worried, the unknown just from the virus alone is causing so many people to have insomnia. So our full spectrum gummies are 25 milligrams of CBD. They do contain the 0.3% or less of THC. I say start with a half a gummy and then 45 minutes, you can eat the other half. More is not better. This product is not only great for sleep, but great for sex and inflammation and pain. And we're going to talk about how depression causes a loss of your libido. This same product comes in a 4-pack count, easy to carry around. And then we have the pre-rolls. Now, when we talk about panic attacks, and Dr. Erica Montgomery hit it right on the head when she said there needs to be a way, if you have these acute onsets of anxiety or panic, a way to abate that quickly. And that's through our pre-rolls and our vape cartridges. The onset of action is within 1 to 5 minutes. That's why I carry around a vape pen at all times, right? This is a pre-roll. It's like a CBD cigarette or a CBD joint without the nicotine and without the high levels of THC. One, maybe 3 pulls on this CBD roll or CBD joint or CBD cigarette 3 times a day is all you need. You do not need to smoke the entire roll. This entire roll contains 106 milligrams of CBD, and no one needs that much at one time. So this is fast acting for acute anxiety or panic attacks. Our vape oil cartridges, the same way. They address these issues within 1 to 5 minutes. It gets into the bloodstream. 1 to 3 pulls 3 times a day is all you need, but having a cartridge on hand is so necessary. And then depression, anxiety, and even the medications that are prescribed for depression and anxiety cause a loss of libido. That's why I included this in the package, anxiety, depression package. Our CBD lube enhances sexual enhancement in the bedroom. It's 400 milligrams of CBD. It helps with libido. It helps with vaginal dryness, erectile dysfunction. We know that being depressed, low levels of serotonin will affect your sex life. So that's why CBD lube is so important. And then we have the same tincture or oil in our pure or broad spectrum product line. This is a line for children. This is a line for those who have random drug screens, as it contains less than 0.0% of THC. Again, it's enhanced with black seed, turmeric, and peppermint, a very unique proprietary formulation only unique to Wakana. 3 drops twice a day is a great way to start this product. Then we have the gummies, the broad spectrum gummies as well. This is a 16 count bottle. These are a limited edition. They're 40 milligrams of CBD, right? So you may want to start with half a gummy since they're 40 milligrams of CBD. A great way to get sleep at night. So this is the package. I call this our Wakana's Anxiety Relief Package or Wakana's Depression Relief Package. It's not a real package. Dr. Rita just put it together about 3 hours ago. But these are products that if you're suffering from anxiety and depression, these are products that you must have. A tincture, along if you are in a relationship, the CBD lube, along with the pre-roll or cartridge and gummies. The reason why I combine all of these things together is because you want a steady state of CBD in your bloodstream from morning to night. The tincture twice a day will give you that CBD balance throughout the entire day. The pre-roll or the cartridge you want to have on hand in those acute conditions of anxiety or panic attacks, and you want to have that gummy at night, every night to help you sleep. The CBD lube is for those couples out there that suffer from anxiety and depression and need help in the bedroom. But this is my Wakana Anxiety Relief Package. You can purchase these products tonight. And then for the mothers, you want to give every woman that you know a happy Mother's Day with CBD. We have an amazing package for moms that not only include the tincture and the gummies, but it also includes our Power Extreme Relief Cream and our liquid, our Dr. Rita's Rub. It also includes a product for hair growth and healthy hair, as well as black seed. So you want to make sure that you remember those mothers as well during the month of May. So we want to end the call by bringing up one of a very, very dear business partner. I work with him almost every day, Gerald West, who truly has a very powerful testimony that I want you to hear because our products work. And so, Gerald West, are you out there?
Yes, yes. Dr. Rita, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Wakana. All right, so I get to follow up after all these amazing, powerful women, which is hey, I'm at a loss for words, but I'm going to find these words. The Queen Fatima, Dr. Erica, Dr. Rita, they were letting us know tonight that we are not alone. I am not alone. You are not alone. Let me take you back. In 2011, I was attending American Academy of Art. This is the exact same school Kanye West dropped out of. My name legally is Gerald West Jr. So everyone thought we were related. Everyone thought, you know, he dropped out and I came. I found it to be humorous. I found it to be exciting. When I graduated, my world it blew up. And I don't mean in a positive light. I mean in a negative light. I found myself getting turned down for job opportunities I figured I should have had. I found myself saying I was alone. I found myself in depression for the first time in my life. Laying in my bed one day, had to be in like 2012. And I set up fast, super fast. I didn't know what was going on with my body, but something was off. We heard Dr. Rita talk of dopamine, serotonin. my levels were completely off. I was totally imbalanced. At that point, we in Wakanda have learned about the endocannabinoid system, the ECS system. See, it was working then, but it was working without support. So did I get through? I got through. I did get through. Later on, now, this is a big gap in time. I get a call from Mother Dorsey. I go to this dispensary. I see Minister Mooney. I hear what the ladies of Wakanda are talking about. I bring my wife because she was in pain. The pain was resolved with the topical cream that very same night. Now, if you see right here, I have my pen with me, and I don't really ever go anywhere without it. You'll even see in the picture. This pen here allows the system within me to work even more dramatically. There's a law out there, and it says the mind is all, and the universe is mental. Now, Dr. Erica is someone who I would have been working with when I got therapy in LA. The mind is what Dr. Rita also was letting us know is a big part of controlling what we're going through together right now. What Dr. Rita suggested, if you see, I don't play when it comes to serious matters. So I don't just suggest this to people. I take it. I'm not a salesman, I'm a shareman. Because these things are important. The education is important. This is something that our community has not gotten. This platform is very important. I find myself now being able to understand what Minister Mooney told me. He continued to say, Cuzzo, I can't tell you the last time I argued. Cuzzo, I can't tell you the last time I argued. Cuzzo, I can't. I said, is Minister Mooney trying to sell me? Because normally Minister Mooney doesn't sell anyone on anything. He just moves on. But he keeps saying this. So 1 week into this regimen, I'm finding myself being able to say yes, even in the argument. My wife is coming for me. She's coming for me. You guys know how it is. She's coming for me. And she's right. But normally I say no. I say, no, that's not it. But I say yes now. I say yes. I refocus. I can balance now. I can hear her now. And then things move a lot more tranquil in our household. So it's showing me, this is showing me that there is something inside of me, there's something inside of you that wants to take care of all of our aches, all of our problems, all of our woes. And CBD is the holistic way to tap into that power. Power. Dr. Rita, I thank you for giving me this space to talk. It has been a pleasure. Queen Fatima, Dr. Erica. Dr. Erica, we definitely get to talk. I definitely. But thank you so much, Dr. Rita. It has been a pleasure. Wakanda, good night.
Good night. Thank you for that share. I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm about to go see Dr. Erica, right? We all, like she says, we all, including me, we have all had at some point in our life clinical depression. All of us. And I've gone through a lot of losses. I've lost my mom, my dad, and both brothers. So, you know, we all need to be in balance. We all need CBD because we all have an endocannabinoid system. We all need prayer and meditation and self-care and love more than ever we need it now, right? And so I want to thank all of my panelists. Oh my gosh, you all were amazing. Your shares, your information. I'm getting text messages about how excellent this was tonight. So if there are any questions, please put these questions in the chat. I know we're 10 minutes over, but please put your questions there. I think you have all of our contact information. We want to thank you for joining. We want to make sure that you contact the person that invited you on this call so you can get your products ordered. You can get all of the necessary tools to be the strongest host that you can be right now during this pandemic. So thank you, good night, and God bless.